live. Today I have the honor of interviewing Aul Purpis, a dope MC from Philadelphia. He has a long history in hip hop. Philadelphia has a long history in hip hop. And he has 2 albums available on digital streaming platforms, Private Property and Heisman. We're going to invite him in and talk about his career, what he's currently working on, and future plans.
All right.
How you doing, my bro?
Here we go. What's up, baby? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
Salute. I'm out here chilling. I'm outside. You know what I mean?
Yes, cool. It looks like we got a good signal right here.
Cool. Yeah, it is.
Brother. Listen, my man, you have such a long history in hip hop, putting it on for Philadelphia, that also has, I think, probably the second longest history in hip hop right after New York City. You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia was in the game early, as you were, you know what I mean, putting on for hip hop. I want to make sure that we unpack your career. We talk about some of those major moments, your albums, some of the great other hip hop acts that you worked with. Talk to us about, you know, your history in hip hop, like how you got started, right? When you first fell in love with hip hop and you know, how it all started. And then we're going to work our way through, because I know it's a long story.
Yeah, no doubt. We got some things to cover right there. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. We got some things to cover. It's definitely a long story.
Yeah. So when did you first hear hip hop?
Man, it was I'd say about like late 70s, you know what I'm saying? Like that 79, 78, you know, early 80s when I was a young fella, you know, and I pretty much was underneath my brothers, man, who was DJs and graffiti artists and b-boys.
Wow.
You know, 2 sisters who was into fashion. And me being the youngest out of 7, that was pretty much in my household. Either you heard the Krylon cans clicking and clacking, or you heard somebody in the basement scratching, or you seen one of my brothers in the basement b-boying. So that already brought me into the fold of what was going on, and I just got adapted to it that fast, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. And then the rhyming didn't come to me.
B-boy first?
Huh?
Did you start off as a b-boy first, or as a graffiti artist first?
Yeah, it was straight b-boy. Straight b-boy. I was one of the illest breakers, you know what I'm saying, coming from out of North Philly. As a short little curly haired kid, you know what I'm saying? They call me Wester. You know what I mean? And just that was it, man. My brothers, they made up a group called MAB. I know, like the painting company. It was Mad Ass Breakers. I remember we used to wear the painting hats.
And
carried an linoleum on it, you know what I'm saying, in a box with it. So I was like a special weapon, you know what I'm saying? Like Lee from B Street. I was Lee from B Street all day. That was me. That was me, pretty much. Yes, sir.
Whenever y'all battle, they'd save you for the end. They'd be like, get him. Close it out.
Get him. Close it out, B-boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, sick 'em. And it was so dope. 'Cause I was little. I was short, but I knew exactly what I was doing. And spinning on my head, holding my nuts. You know what I mean? Up rock was crazy. You know what I mean? Doing the windmills, holding your nuts, all that. My mom ain't like that too much, but I was a B-boy. That's what it was. Little young man doing his thing.
That's dope, man.
Yes,
and then at what point do you start, like, rhyming and then recording?
When I really started to MC, when I introduced myself to MCing, it was like anybody else. I remember the day. It was on Thanksgiving, 1988. I was standing right in front of my grandma's crib. Beat was banging, and whatever was banging, I was just up on it. And I was just so attracted to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just a good MCing, because like Big Daddy Kane was my idol. You know what I mean? You had Karis One and Rakim and you know, EPMD. It's just so dope, so much dope music. You know, Tough Crew, the whole 9. So it's like, I'm feeling this, but I really couldn't get it together. I used to have somebody write my rhymes for me when I was a young boy, because I hated writing. You know what I mean? I hated writing, so I was a good freestyler. So I would have my homie just write the freestyles out. I'm about 11, 12 years old, you know?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
So you could entertain and you could put it together and you would freestyle. You know how to get people amped up, but you're like,
hmm
I'm not going to write the songs.
No, no, I mean, that's putting in work. I wasn't ready for that part
Yeah.
yet. You know what I mean? And just wasn't mature enough. I'm still learning the basic part of MCing, you know, what
Yeah.
rap is. So just learning how to freestyle, that was my first pickup. No one taught me. It was just like, go. And rhythm and words were connecting like the stars.
Yeah.
Simple truth. You know what I mean? It was always a movie in my head. You know what I mean? So people hear me freestyle. I'm like, damn, dude, that's Lil Ball. You know, it blow people away because they couldn't believe that he was coming off the top of the cap like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
So that was
then,
always
and
been my
then,
thing for it.
and then eventually you moved on to like actually, and this happens to a lot of MCs. You move from the 30, 40 bar verses to like, all right, let me do 16. Let me do a chorus. At what
Yeah.
point do you actually get songwriting?
Um, you know, basically just keeping that same formula. I used to write short. You know what I mean? Put a little piece here, a little piece there. But as time went on, I just started adding on. So my 16 can become a 24 quick.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not sharing the stage with nobody. It's Dolo, it's me, it's All Purpose. So it's like I can just go extremely in. But now I find, you know, creating the songs and the magic is a good thing to do
Yeah.
because it's just you. You got your own ideas. They can go left or go right, but it's all you. But writing the mean 16, 24s, whatever the case may be. And I used to have a particular spot where I used to write, but now I can write anywhere, anywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just dope to be able to articulate the stuff and put it together the right way. And these days, I done picked up such of a method of not even really writing stuff down. Like I can compute the rhyme in my head for at least about 4 to 8 bars.
Yeah.
I can keep that for about a couple of hours. And the next couple of hours, I got something else. By that time, I got a whole verse and almost a song done. But I haven't even wrote it down. I just remember the words.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that blows my mind sometimes.
Yeah. That's really dope. And I've talked to other people about that, a similar method. You hear about Biggie doing it, you hear about Jay-Z doing it, and it's,
hmm
it's kind of like you're writing it in your head, but you've practiced
hmm
it so much in your head that it sticks.
It sticks. It's Velcro. It's Gorilla Glue. It's automatic. You know, like I said, freestyling is what I do. So, whatever reason, just started organizing a freestyle, if I may say. So it's an organized freestyle, but with
Yeah.
a concept. But with a concept, if I'm digging in a concept, if I'm using the world as an easel and I'm just painting my picture, I know exactly what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
be a beat that could be on. I'm like, yo, what's that? My head is moving. Yo, remember that verse we was walking down the block? Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember the first 2 bars. I remember the. I remember this. I remember that. And by the time I'm done what I'm doing, I got a whole jaw. So with Jay-Z speak upon a lot of others, you know, like the Ghost style beat, that's a real magical gift to have. And I just developed it. I just discovered it probably like last year. I'm like, hold up, I ain't write this down, but I
Yeah.
know the whole song. How am I doing this? So that's all
Wow.
praise to Allah right there. That's magic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that you know, you're supposed to be here doing something. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That's right. There's potential that we have that we're not using.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They said dig for the weapons. You got to dig for those weapons. You know,
Ooh.
Perseus didn't want to go for that sword to chop off Medusa's head, but he had to be told by his comrades, yo, get that sword because we're going to lose out here. So that means
Yeah.
use every weapon that you got in your book bag and utilize it right and in the right time. You know what I mean? You can strike heavy. You can strike heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, right now, you work primarily as a solo artist. You've had great collaborations, but early in your career, were you associated with any crews, any other rap groups in Philly?
Um, no, friends, you know what I'm saying, but not really associated. It was, I was from Providence at a ghetto. but we knew a lot of other rap groups in the city. You know what I mean? It was just pretty much you stay in your corner, I stay in mine, but that didn't stop the friend thing from going on. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, cats like Prophets of the Ghetto, Bad to the Bone, two of the top-notch groups that I knew from out of my part, you know, that's West Philly. So yeah, man. Yeah. And it's I come from a lot of that, all of it. You know, I was picked and pulled from different groups, you know, growing up in the same part of town in West Philly. So I feel honored to even been having that being done, you know, just staying sharp on my craft and the mechanics, you know?
Yeah, that's dope. Now, as a performing artist, you've actually performed all over the world. You've performed through Europe, Asia. Can you talk to us about what you know, who you've toured with and how those shows have come about?
Oh, there was, I was a tour with Bahama Dia. She was the first one that took me on the road. Wow. And I started touring with DJ Cash Money. He's the one that took me on the road. So I had two legendary Philadelphia artists to take an up-and-coming artist on the road. Mind you, I never was signed to a record label or had any type of expensive deal or anything like this. This is straight off of our Law's will. So my first stop, 1998, I went to Geneva, Switzerland with Bahama Dia. I did the tour with DJ Cash Money. He picked me up, and through my man Ron here in Philly, they used to talk about me because I used to be in a group called Prophets of the Ghetto. So Cash was looking for an MC, and voila, I became his MC for like the last 17 years. So I did stuff in Japan, Hong Kong, Jakarta, Bangkok, Singapore, Malaysia, Iceland, Wales, France, London, Dubai. I did the Olympics in 2004 in Athens, Greece. World Cup in 2006 in Germany. Los Angeles, Canada. I've been blessed to do what I do without a record deal. It's all independent. And beautiful thing, man. I toured with Roy Ayers. I toured with Roy Ayers. I toured with Dougie Fresh. I toured with the Arrested Development, Lifesavers, Shaka Demon Pliers, Barrington Levy, Sizzler. I've had some good times on the road. I had some good times, man.
Yeah. So with DJ Cash Money, how would that work? Would he get hired to like hype an event, provide the music, and then you come in as an MC, do a set, hype the party? How would that work?
It was old school. It was throwback. You know what I mean? It was throwback. It was B Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get on the decks. I'm on the MRC. On the count of three, let's let it rip. Let's go. You hear what I'm saying? Hit the go button. That's just what it was. I mean, I brought so much energy as an MC. It was like, yo, Perp, just get busy. And I had my own sets within his set. You know, and I would set the show off. He would come in. He would light this thing up like he had dynamite in his palm. So being around that brother it taught me a lot. And carrying them damn flight cases. Let me tell you something too. This was before Facebook, Instagram. Only thing was popular around that time was MySpace. So the social media shit is not really jumping, part of my language.
Yeah.
I'm carrying, and it's no real, you ain't got Serato popping like that. You hear what I'm saying? What's going on, Aki? You ain't got Serato popping like that. Right. In LA. So guess what I'm carrying through the airports? I got the flight decks. I got the 45 in the case. I got the records on my back. So I did the roadie thing, the MC thing, the whole job, and ain't bitch near one time.
Wow.
Near one time, because I was there to do a job, Allah said, and a job I did well because they kept coming back for me. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and him would get on stage. I mean, we would tear it down, man, from reggae, hip hop, rock, from festivals, indoor, outdoor, your country, my country. We was stamped up. We was doing it big. We were sponsored by Puma at the time too. So.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that was hip hop.
Yeah,
that's hip hop right there.
Yeah, shout out MJ who just jumped in there. Thank you so much for setting everything up.
Hey, let me tell you something. That queen is mean. That she's number one. You know what I'm saying? Thank her for doing everything for me, man. Linking this, interview up the whole nine, man. I appreciate her a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now MJ makes things happen.
Of course, of
That's
course, of
beautiful,
course.
man. So you're sharing jewels about, you know what I'm saying? This is like a lot of good history here the cats don't know about. I think, you've probably got some amazing stories, but I think what stands out to people that's maybe uncommon, especially within hip hop, is the performance at the Olympics and the performance at the World Cup. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more, maybe like talk to us about Athens, Greece, the Olympics, what it was like being there and what y'all did?
It was a blast being in Athens, Greece. First of all, I didn't know we were so damn close to the sun. Being at the Acropolis, you know what I'm saying? Up there, like, with Zeus and everybody fought. You see the pillars right there. It's hot as ever. You real close to the sun. So being out there and rocking in the Olympics, and we performed on a beach right on the Mediterranean Sea. You know, the Nile River flows into the Mediterranean. So having my feet in the sand of the Mediterranean waters and rocking and nothing but a bunch of Jamaican athletes on the beach when we did the joint, because we represented Jamaica. So that's the reason for Barrington Levy, Shaka Dima Plage, the whole nine. It felt like the sand was moving when we was up there. It felt like the sand was moving when we was up there. We on the beach. That means Allah power was in the building outside.
Wow.
Crazy, phenomenal. Never seen nothing like it. The World Cup, pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's the 2006 World Cup. It's bananas. It's Germany. It's beer. It's the streets. Nobody out on the streets. Everybody screaming loud. The stadiums is going crazy. Fireworks are going off. It's like you're in the New Year.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like you're in the New Year.
What city in Germany were you at?
I think it was in Munich.
Okay.
Munich or Berlin. Either one of them. Either one of them.
That's dope.
Can't remember for sure. Yeah, can't remember for sure. Because anytime we go to London, I'm normally in Manchester. You know what I'm saying? Or Brighton. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I'm a Manchester United fan just for being over there so much. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely. You're like, all right, look, this is my second home, third home, fourth home. You gotta have the team.
Yeah, I'm a sports head, so I like everything from the Kentucky Derby to pool. You know what I'm saying? So
it's healthy, man. Absolutely.
I love it all. Yeah. I love it all. But it was a great pleasure, man, just being on them tours and getting paid to do so and getting so much experience just besides just emceeing and performing. You know, and getting history and life lessons. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's dope. And for the World Cup, was that also related to the Jamaica team?
No, that wasn't. That was a different entity, a whole different slice of the pie. That was 2006. That was 2 years after the Olympics. So yeah, and then we did the Ibiza, Italy, Madrid. It's crazy. You know, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy in Ibiza. It's crazy in Ibiza. Around the beach, people don't stop. They up all night long. And we just having a good time. But you gotta be careful out there, man. Gotta be careful out there. They get you. Gotta know where you at.
Right. Yeah.
Gotta know where you at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope, man. Thank you for sharing those stories, and it's really an amazing, opportunity to be with an MC that has made his life, performing, touring. Had the blessing of performing at the Olympics, at the World Cup. Those were truly unique experiences. Let's talk a little bit about your music. You know what I'm saying? So you've got 2 solo albums available on digital streaming platforms, Private Property and Heisman. Right? Talk to us a little bit about. I guess let's unpack Private Property first, right? So that's the more the older one that's on digital streaming platforms. Tell us about that album.
That album was put together just by the grace of being in the studio with my man Baby Black, Phil Sweetenberg and everybody else, the Gargantuans. And everybody was pretty much putting records together. And I'm like, what should I do? This is what I'm saying to myself. And by this time, I'm already out the group Prophets of the Ghetto. That's done. Yeah. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, what's going to be the next run. And I recently heard Busta Rhymes say this on the BET Awards. I ain't want to write no whole songs. I ain't want to do no work. And I felt what he was saying, but I felt the same way. So fear started to set in. When fear starts setting in, you're going to lose from the rip. So private property already was in my head. I'm like, that's a start. But what are we going to do with it? Hey, you know what? The chips is on you, killer. Go ahead and go do it. And Fight Thing was the first rip that I did. I'm like, yo, this going to feel good. This going to feel real good.
Banger. Yeah, it's a banger. It goes hard.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Fight Thing, as the writer and the author of that song, that's one of my favorite joints. That's one of my favorite joints. I work out to that song. I heard people say, yo, I work out the Fight Thing. That's magic right there.
Yeah.
So once I started inkwelling that joint together, it was fourth quarter records. I said, yeah, this feel good. This feel good. And I had access to being in the lab all the time, my man Baby Black. You know what I mean? So it was like, I'm there, I'm in the booth. His wife, Tanzania Latifah, she cooking. She's an artist. We did records together. She's on one of the records called Wild on the Private Property. So Private Property just came together like no thought, but this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to do. And the last song that was produced for that record, All Praises Due to Allah, was the record that I got called Dirty Weapons with Roc from Heltah Skeltah.
Yeah.
Very last record. And I was able to get him, close out the record, and shoot the video. My man Son One here from Philly. Yeah. And I started smiling a little bit more. I put my money into the project a little bit more. I got the CDs, all me, all P, all me. And it felt good to get that record done in the time that I did.
Yeah.
So I do go back to that record and I listen to it. I admire the work that I've done. I just don't do records and just put the other ones to the side. I do go back and listen to them because I do have to perform the song.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. And you know, what motivated you? Like, is there a story behind the name of the album, Private Property?
It was Dolo Mission. Dolo Mission. Yeah. By myself. Shut the door. Shut the door. Yeah. They can ask what's wrong later. You can knock on it all you want. I ain't open this joint. I got something. I got something going on internally that I got to get out. So anybody knock on that door, I'm not going to answer it nor open it. It's private property. Woo. I'm going to do something that you're not doing. While you bothering me, I'm in here cooking. I'm chefing it up. I'm saucing it up. I got curry sauce all over this joint. So that's how I feel about the whole situation. It was just me being by myself, sticky situation. Words is what I use to pay the bills. Let me get this ball started. You know, and I got, Craig G on the record, Big Boy Shoe. That was another beautiful entry. And the very first time I even worked with a celebrity artist was with him. Yeah. Ever. And we became the friends and we still make records together. So Private Property do have that niche to it, a stitch to it. And like answering your question, it was just me being by myself. I don't want to be disturbed. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. So Private Property comes out, you know what I'm saying? People already knew about you. You already been traveling the world, opening for Bahamadia, DJ Cash Money. Yeah. You released Private Property. Right, you got Roc on it, you got Craig G on it, it's got dope records. Your vocal tonality is so dope. You can tell whenever you listen to one of your tracks how experienced you are as an MC. It's apparent, you know what I'm saying? And then you come back in 2021 and drop Heisman. Now, is it Heisman or He Is Man? It's both, baby. It's both. I wouldn't put them on the album if it wasn't. You hear me? Yeah. Heisman is the top. He Is Man's the subtitle. Heisman is the superhero. The Heisman is the dad, the worker, the lover, the driver, the gas pumper, the hustler, the foundation maker, the knockout nigga. You hear what I'm saying? The go to the store late at night dude. Babe, sit there. I got this. Don't you worry about that, Queen. You know what I mean? That's the man. Teaching his son how to get those hands right. Teaching him how to spell that word that was difficult last week. You hear what I'm saying? Taking out the trash that's been in the kitchen for like the last 2 days. Yeah. That's the man. Now, the superhero, That's the Heisman. That's a special entity right there.
Mm.
So my kids can say, you know what, my dad is a dent. What's that? He's a prominent superhero. He's a Heisman.
Yeah.
He is man. He's the man you want to have your 6, your 12, your 3, and your 9. I'm your dude. I'm your perfect stranger. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. And I'm not even I'm not a big man, but I got a big heart and I walk with a big stick. So the Heisman is everything to me. I'm a football head. I'm a football nut. The best of the best. You know what I'm saying? I had to organize to get the best of the best in my eyes for this Heisman album. Diggable Planets, Brand New being Payne. You know what I'm saying? The Cellar Dwellers.
Yep.
You know, so Masta Ace, Craig G, Marley Marl. It took a lot. It took a lot, and it took a lot of paper to do it. So I look at it like this: if you're gonna make one of the greatest records that I'm gonna make so far, we're gonna put all the money in the middle of the table, and we're gonna produce this record. And whoever know that I'm playing, they know that I'm playing for real. I'm not bullshit. This is really real. He's playing. You can tell by his polish and he's seasoned. I'm not messing around, and it's not some purpose; it's all purpose. So I have to put my foot on the gas. I have to put my foot on the gas. Not a cocky man, not a cocky guy. Confident in what I do. Just like any man or woman get up on their 10 toes to go to work. They're confident they're going to get the job done. That's why they never got fired. That's how I feel about myself as the Heisman and all my compadres that run along with me. NWO, Mike Hands, D. Wise from the West Coast, my management, EC, Coin Flip Management, Fourth Quarter Production. You know what I'm saying? Kim Beecham, Stone Pro, DJ J Ski, you know, so and the Heisman 2 is right behind it, the undercard.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My brother said it's not some purpose, it's all purpose.
It's all purpose. It's all purpose. AUL, all purpose. Not some, but all. And it's all of it. I'm not half-stepping at all. And creating that record, man, it took me away from my family. I say these things publicly so people can understand the magnitude of the mission on what this man is on. You understand what I'm saying? I see this hip-hop stuff break up a lot of relationships. Immaturity come into play. Maturity doesn't come into play. And I'm one of those that separated from his family and his wife and his daughters. That hurts me daily. You understand what I'm saying? So creating that record separated me. But I call that a beautiful mistake. If that didn't happen, this wouldn't happen. Later on, maybe something beautiful, some more beautiful things will happen, Perp. Yeah, maybe it will. Maybe I'll reconnect with mine. But this record, I started writing this Heisman record back home in Drexel Hill, and I ended up back in West Philly where I didn't want to be to even finish it. So my mind was already blitzed. Where I'm coming from the suburbs, going back to the hood, it's like, what the hell is going on here? But I had to figure it out. And through the grace of Allah, he put some angels around me, God. He put some angels around me, God. He know that Satan wanted the soul, but my soul ain't for sale. So he put some angels around me. You hear me? That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, face to face, Philly to LA. You hear what I'm saying? That's hip hop. That's hip hop. And I'm still 10 toes down, vertical. And it feels good. It feels good. I know I'm flawed. I know I made mistakes. But I kick mistakes, but every day I get up and get vertical. So that Heisman record gave me so much inspiration to do a part 2. And it sounds so good. The sonics on that record sound so good. It just made me feel good. And that's the difference between Private Property and a Heisman. Private Property didn't have that kick, but the Heisman had all that kick. It had that bottom. It had if it was a chick, she had a fat ass. You understand what I'm saying? If she was a chick, she had a fat, like, yo, I'm fucking with her. You know what I mean? That's my girl right there. She banging. Backyard banging like a Benzie. You know what I mean? That's the difference with those 2 records. The sonics. of that record, the Heisman, and my brothers Corn Swag and his brothers, man, they musicians, they Cambodian brothers. They don't want to mix the master the record. They did a wonderful job. So with them, I always work with them. I always work with them. So we working on Heisman 2 right now. It's 10 songs on deck. I got some features on that. I got The Game on that joint. I got Razzcast on it. Who else we got on here? I'm gonna just let those two out the back. I got Razzcast and The Game on it. The Game video was already done with me and him. It's an animated video. The Game, it was called Smoke, Gas, Good Ass Smoke. And just get ready. It's called The Undercard. And my man Troc from out there from Portland, man, he be banging out some heavy joints. So I'm getting production from him too. So yeah, it's good.
That's so dope. So does the Heisman 2, the undercard, is it going to be a 2023 project or is it going to be done when it's done?
No, it's 2023. We won't put it out in the Jordan year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be in the fall. You know what I mean? The quicker the better, because I like to work fast. And if I sit on something too long, I get frustrated, get crunchy and shit. I'm like, so I work extremely fast. And right now, my mind is at a very, very high point of moving and getting the work done. The consistency level with me right now is crazy. So this record is basically recorded. I just need to do the fine tuning of mixing and mastering, of doing the artwork, getting all that together. So I say about, I don't want to jinx myself, I say about October, maybe around the same time the first Heisman album dropped. You know what I mean? That's
dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
You got us excited, man. It's good news because Heisman, the Heisman, if anybody hasn't heard it, if you're watching this later on YouTube, go check out Aul Purpis, the Heisman. It's an incredible record. His entire discography is dope. And I talked about it earlier. Your voice is so dope. It's very distinctive.
Thank you.
It's very special. And you're in the pocket. I can hear the experience there. You know what I'm saying? And also the life experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't write certain types of rhymes without living things. You
have to. And that's me with the pen again. I try to keep everything factual. Everything factual as much as I possibly can. Sometimes you can go off board, but that's just to make it look colorful. But I like to stay on script. One thing my sister said, and this blew my mind because I'm like, I ain't thinking about my family listening to my records. It's just that. This is what it is. This is all it is. But my sister listens to the record, and they call me Bobby. Like, Bob, that record, the Heisman is beautiful. You talk about your family. You talk about us. I'm like, I've been painting pictures like this for years. You know what I mean? Like, but you guys didn't want to pay attention for whatever reasons. And I'm not upset at that. No worries at all.
Sure.
But when something comes around where somebody can pick it up like loose change, I'm like, I found the quarter. You go another quarter. You go another quarter. You go another quarter. You just found yourself a whole $1. You found yourself a whole $1 dealing with Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, Aul Purpis. Fourth quarter records. Now you see what I'm putting down. Not down. The nickels, I'm dropping quarter water. So you pick them up and drink that. It's coming from the medias, baby. Respect the water drip. You know what I mean? So just creating, man, and I respect what you're saying, man. Compliment me on the voice. I appreciate that a lot. I think that Allah gave me this just for the purposes that I need it for. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not a big dude. I'm 5'9". You know what I mean? So it's you going to command the world on the voice I'm gonna give you. You're gonna sound like you 8'3", about 400 pounds, but you're gonna be a small little dude. You know what I mean? So it's good, man. Like I said, I'm a lion. I walk with a big stick. That's just what it is.
Yeah. And one of the things, like, if people look you up, one of the first things that shows up are your videos. You got great visuals, right?
Thank you.
Do we have some more visuals coming soon?
Yeah, we do. We got some coming very soon. So soon, DJ J Ski already told me he added the Purple Light video. That's my next single coming off the Heisman 2, the undercard. It's called Purple Light, featuring Ken Beach and my man Stone Pro.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's dope. That's dope. And one of the dope things about your videos is that you get to see Philadelphia. There's always like a Philly backdrop. You know what I'm saying? That's dope too.
I gotta keep my home, baby. I gotta keep my home. I gotta rep it hood. I gotta rep it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let everybody know where I'm coming from. This is my backyard. You know, I've been here for 40-something years, and I love repping the people that rep me, and I love repping the people that don't have anything. You know what I mean? And look at me as a superhero. Once again, the Heisman come right back around. So I try to put all my ambition into keeping it here as much as I can. As much as I can.
That's dope.
So
That's
it's blessings, man. Thank
you,
bro.
You know, and it sounds to me like the Heisman, you know, you went all in and have created a masterpiece of an album, and you shared with us, and you were very generous in this, and I appreciate it, some of the collaborations that are coming with the Heisman too. And you got like, it's a wave. You're creating a wave now because, you know, the game, Razzcast, so much of what you got going on is going to be major. And you're working with, you know, I see all the different DJs you're working with, the different producers you're working with MJ. You know what I'm saying? You got the right publicists, management. And I saw, like, when I was going through your publicity material, the management, it says Scott LaRock Jr. Is that Scott LaRock? That's Scott LaRock.
That's a false rep right there. You know what I'm saying? That was before anything, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. MJ from the rep told me stop messing with Bull, you know what I mean? And I cut that off completely, you know what I mean? I heard he was jerking cats, so I had to step off, you know. But yeah, we was trying to build something at one point. He was here in Philly, see me perform, inquired about me. We linked up. You know, with the name Scott LaRock Jr., you're going to jump right up on that anyway. You know what I mean? So, I didn't know that. Huh?
That stood out to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I get that, you know, from Cash too. I'm like, yo, Scott LaRock Jr. I said, nah, that's false. I don't rock with Bull. But at one point, we was trying to make some things happen. You know what I mean? So, again, hearing the name, you jump at it like a pit bull seeing a stranger. Like, let's rock. But you know what I'm saying? But it was false. And MJ, the queen that she is, and she always just like a mom, no. And obviously she had some information that I didn't know. So I took that information, understood the information, and disconnected myself from the situation. Fourth quarter, just that simple. And got my money's back on what I put in. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad. I just hope he don't do that to nobody else and get himself, you know, amputated. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, nah. Just keep it moving. You got other more important things to focus on.
Exactly. You got family and stuff. You got, you know, you got grandkids if you got them. You know, come on, man. Chill out, dog. You know what I mean? And I'm not a beef type dude. I don't want to be in my culture starting beefs and no, I'm here for one purpose and one purpose only, man. To carry the torch and hold it high.
Yeah.
That's it.
All purpose. So if people want to find you, if they want to send you beats, if they want to purchase a verse from you, right? If they're rocking with you, if they want to hire you for a show because you have all this experience traveling the world, performing at the World Cup, the Olympics, stages all over in Europe, in Asia. What's the best place where you live online, and how do people get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me online. I do exist in the social media world, and my manager does as well. You know, you can hit me up underneath my name, Aul Purpis, on Instagram, you know, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I'm on there, but I ain't shaking my ass. I'm making sure I make the video.
Right.
On that TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. That ain't hip hop. Listen, but anybody want to get in contact with me for verses, features, for shows, and I do need some beats because I'm looking for production. I need it now. My hand is completely hot. AulPurpisMusic.com. That's my website. I'm trying to get it back up in a few days, but still, AulPurpisMusic.com is where you can purchase my merch, purchase all the CDs, see all the celebrity pictures, the videos. My manager, EC, Coin Flip Management, get in contact with him as well. Yeah, but basically, social media, man, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, catch my music all over the platform, all over Spotify, Crooked Five, They Five, Mama Five, whatever five they got,
Yeah.
I'm on it.
You
Yeah,
did.
what I'm trying to tell you, I'm on that joint. Go Deezer, Tweezer, however you want to dice that. I'm on that joint. Your boy, 9 letters, Aul, Purpis. That your boy. Yes, sir.
That's dope. That's dope. My brother, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your contributions to hip hop, everything you've done, you know, the parts of the story that aren't on the digital streaming platforms that you shared with us. The rocking crowds with Bahamadia in Switzerland, representing hip hop in Athens, Greece, representing hip hop in Munich, Germany, touring with DJ Cash Money, everything you did in Philly since 1988 to now, and coming soon, Heisman 2.
Yeah.
Boy, I want to thank you for everything you've done, and thank you for taking this time and sharing your story with us.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. Thank you. MJ, if you out there still, thank you. All my listeners and fans around the planet Earth, thank you. Aul, Purpis, man, 9 letters, baby. I'm going to holler at you on the flip side till I get to LA. Love you.
All right. Peace, my bro. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Thank you. Salute.